Have you ever felt like your metabolism is, I don't know, the secret villain in your health story? Well, today we are pulling back the curtain on this super important, but honestly, really misunderstood process in our bodies.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. Maybe we've even said it ourselves. Ugh, I just have a slow metabolism. It feels like such a simple answer when the scale just won't budge. But is that what's really going on? Let's find out.
Okay, so first things first. Why? Why has our metabolism become the number one suspect, the go-to scapegoat whenever we start talking about weight?
Well, it's an easy answer for a really complex problem, isn't it? But here's the thing. Research from places like Harvard Health and UPMC shows that while metabolism is a key player, it's pretty rare for it to be the main culprit behind weight gain. The real story is actually way more interesting.
So, before we can start busting any myths, we all need to be on the same page. What are we actually talking about when we say the word metabolism? What does it even mean? Think of your metabolism as your body's own internal engine room. And this engine room, it never, ever shuts down. It is constantly taking the fuel you give it, all the food and drinks, and converting it into the energy that powers every single thing you do. And that engine basically has two main modes. On one side, you've got catabolism. Think of it as the deconstruction crew. It's breaking down food and molecules to get that precious energy. On the other side, you have anabolism, the construction crew. It takes all that energy and uses it to build and repair your body. We're talking everything from fixing cells to creating muscle. It's this constant, incredible cycle of breaking down and building back up. And when I say it never stops, I mean it. Even when you're totally crashed out and fast asleep, your metabolism is working overtime. It's keeping your heart pumping, your lungs breathing, digesting your last meal, and making sure your body temperature is just right. All of these vital jobs demand a constant supply of energy. All right, now that we've got the basics down, it's time for the fun part. Let's start taking down some of the biggest, most common myths about metabolism out there.
Oh yeah, this is the big one, right? We see someone who seems to eat whatever they want and never gain a pound, and we just automatically think, wow, their internal engine must be a roaring furnace. But is that actually true?
Well, here's the surprising twist. Research from UPMC actually shows it's often the exact opposite. It all comes down to what's called your basal metabolic rate, or BMR. That's just the energy your body needs to stay alive while you're doing nothing at all. And a larger body, even one with more fat tissue, simply has more mass to maintain, so it needs more energy to run. Think about it like this. A big truck just needs more fuel to operate than a small car does. Same principle.
Okay, on to the next one. We've all seen the ads and the articles promising that a few cups of green tea a day will magically turn your body into a calorie-incinerating machine. Now, there is a tiny grain of truth here. A big analysis from Harvard Health did find that about 3 cups of green tea can help you burn some extra calories. How many? About 100 extra calories per day. So, to put that number into perspective, 100 calories is about what you'd get from a small apple. Look, is it helpful? Sure, every little bit counts. But it is definitely not a magic bullet that's going to cancel out other choices in your diet. Oh, this one is maybe the most frustrating myth of them all, because it just makes us feel so powerless. It's this idea that our metabolic fate was sealed the day we were born, and now we're just stuck, along for the ride with no control. But the fact is, you are not just a passenger. Sure, your genes might set a kind of baseline, but your daily choices, what you eat, how you move your body, can absolutely influence that metabolic engine. You have way more control than you probably think. So let's follow that thought. If a slow metabolism isn't the main villain of the story, then what are the real factors that have the biggest impact on our weight? Well, according to the experts at Harvard Health and UPMC, the answer really boils down to these 4 things. Your diet and how active you are, those are often the biggest pieces of the puzzle. And yeah, age and genetics definitely play a role, but they are not the whole story, not by a long shot. And that brings us to the best part. Since we know we're not powerless, what are the real, actionable, science-backed things we can do to support our metabolism and our overall health? Okay, here's your game plan. Step 1, build muscle. Lifting weights is great because muscle tissue burns more calories at rest than fat does. Step 2, eat smart. Make sure you're getting enough protein and please don't skip meals. Step 3, stay active. Try adding some high-intensity intervals to your workouts. They can help keep that engine revved up even after you're done. And finally, step 4, maybe the most important,
Support your whole system. That means getting enough sleep, staying hydrated, and finding ways to manage your stress.
So, when you boil it all down, the biggest takeaway is this. It's time to stop thinking of your metabolism as some kind of simple on-off switch that's either fast or slow. It's not a switch, it's a system, a really complex, dynamic system. So the real question isn't how you can fix it or boost it, but rather, how will you choose to support yours every single day?